Hi, welcome to Android development video number 4 for the Swinburne students to help you getting through some of the Android development stuff. We've got in this video just creating the paper, scissors and rock buttons, making them each run their own function, and we're just going to use the on click, and so we don't need to set up any action listeners or anything like that. We're going to create a random number, and then we're going to determine win or loss in a function. And so, or in a method, it's just the same as you'd have in any other Java application. And then display win or loss on our view. So display it on our screen, just in that text input that we used last time. So we'll probably go through this a bit quicker than we did the other ones. I'm just going to drop the other buttons onto the screen and set their IDs. Basically, just making sure to use a consistent naming convention. So I've obviously used BTN at the start as a standard, so I'll continue with that. Basically just setting them up to be button paper, scissors and button rock, and setting their text to the appropriate strings as well. And I've used str at the start of my string name as a standard, so I'll just continue with that as well. Just making sure to keep consistent. You can discuss the pros and cons of different naming conventions, but basically you just want to keep it, whatever you decide on, you just want to keep consistent to it, and that just makes it easy for anyone else who were to come into your code and need to do something. So just along those lines, I've called this one has a clicked paper as its on click, and so these ones will have similarly named classes: clicked scissors and clicked rock. So they've each got functions, or they've each got methods. Sorry, I'm in PHP land. They've each got methods that are called when they're clicked, and we'll just quickly create those in here. So we'll just copy this line, and we should really copy the names from the other file, but just to save time, just to keep it consistent, I'll just put these in first and then go back and copy it from in here. So just so that you don't run into errors of, it's normally like the application just quits and it seems like for no reason. That's what often occurs when the name doesn't exactly match, because it goes looking for a function but can't find it. It goes looking for a method but can't find it. So this way, we just, by copying and pasting, we just make sure that we don't have that error. Alright, when this one catches up. Okay, so we've got our different events happening here, and what we can do now is have them all. I've just deleted that other, actually I'll just leave that in there and just commented it out. What we can do is actually create another function that can do all the work for us. So each of these will call it and just pass it a value. So we'll create public void play game as our activity, as our method, and we'll just have it so that it passes through an int my move. So this would be expecting whatever move we were going to perform, and we're passing it through as an int so that 1 can equal paper, 2 can equal scissors, and 3 can equal rock. So whatever's passed through to it, that's what move we made. So it's pretty easy to then set the appropriate event. So we're just going to say play game. So each one of these will play game and then pass through the value. So it's paper, so they've clicked paper, so we want to pass through a 1. So this is basically saying this is the move that they played. So scissors, they've clicked scissors, and so we want to run this function and pass through a 2 as our move. And then finally with the clicked rock, So we want to say they've clicked rock, they're going to pass through a 3. Okay, nice and easy. And I'm just going to cut this commented out code from up here because we won't use these functions really again. There are other ways to do this, particularly using event listeners where you wouldn't have code like this, but we're just doing it the easy way, the way that we've done it before. So we've got a function per button, and then we've got our function or our method that we've built to handle the game, to basically play the game. Okay, so now we need to generate a random number. So what we've done so far is we've created paper, scissors and rock buttons. We've made them each run their own function, and now we need to create a random number. So we're just going to create a random number, and we'll do this using the built-in math random. So we'll just go for an integer, so int random number equals, and then we just have to typecast our result as an integer so that it works, and we'll go 3 because our number's between 1 and 3. Math.random, and math is a built-in set of built-in library that we can use, and one of its functions is random. And then if we plus 1 to it, it actually gives us a number between 0 and 1. And so we add 1 to it and times it by 3 to basically get a whole number, and then typecast it as integer, and that gives us a whole number between 1 and 3. You've probably seen a similar thing in JavaScript when you do math floor or something like that to round it, but we're just using the typecast to do that work for us. Okay, so now we can do basically who won, who lost the game. And I don't know if you remember, but last time I got you to do this is a whole bunch of if statements. But the pseudocode from this is basically something like, instead of doing it that way, what we'll do is we'll calculate if it was a draw. So we might have to do up here is int result. And what we can do is we can say for result, 0 is nothing, 1 is a win, 2 is a loss, and 3 is a draw. So we just, I mean, you don't have to do things as numbers. You can do them as text, or you can do them as whatever you'd like. The benefit of doing them as numbers is it makes it quite easy to compare them. And so this is just one way we can set up our application. Okay. I just realized instead of calling it random number, we'll just call it comp move. So it's the computer's move, what they've essentially picked for this game. So first thing we need to do is calculate is it a draw. So if my move equals comp move. So if we've both done the same thing, then what we have on our hands is a draw, and so our result equals 3, draw. Okay. Then we can go else if. So what we can do is we can say, is it a draw? If it's not a draw, if our number is 1 and they are 3, so if we're paper and they are rock, we win. So what I'm basically doing here is an elimination kind of basic algorithm. So what we do is we remove all the winning results, and then at the end we can just go everything else is a loss, and so it just cuts down the amount of code we do. I don't know if I think the first time we did this I just made you guys write a whole lot of ifs and else ifs, and that was good practice, but I can't be bothered doing that today, so we'll just do this. So else if, basically if we're a 1, so my move equals 1, and comp's move, so they've basically chosen a 3, so they're rock and we're paper, then we win. And you could put this next statement included in this else if, so you could put it up in here and put it in brackets as like a separate entity, but just to eliminate the amount of complexity, I'm going to do it as a separate one. So the result is a win. Else if, basically this one is if our number equals their number plus 1. So if our move equals their move plus 1. So if our move 2 equals, so what we're basically doing is saying if we're 1 up, we will always win. So if we're scissors and their paper will win, or if we're rock and their scissors will win. So we've already eliminated if we're rock and their paper, so we're just eliminating the other two by doing this. So if my move equals, and then just in brackets, comp move plus 1, then our result equals 1, so it's another victory. Later on what we'll do is we'll actually change these out for consistent ladder boards. So if you wanted to do this in your code immediately, you could. Everything else, there's no other options, I think. There might be, I may have forgotten some, but so everything else is a loss. Oops, is 2. So this is our calculation. So if we are the same, it's a draw. If I've got a paper and they're a rock, I win. Otherwise, if my move equals their move plus 1, so if my move is 1 greater than theirs, so I've got a scissors and they've got a paper, or I've got a rock and they've got a scissors, I win. Otherwise, well, everything else is I lose. So this does the calculation for us, and then all we need to do is we can do a display of our text. So now we want to show our win or loss on the screen. And so we'll go text view result. We want that available to us again. So that, remember, is getting the view by ID, and the view object is a text view. So that's why it's typecast as 1. That's why the object type is 1. And then we want to go text result equals text to display. But we don't know, we haven't at the moment got it converted to a type of text that people could understand. So what we're going to have to do here is turn our text into something that can be easily understood. So what we'll do is a switch statement. So we'll switch our result. Okay, so it's our integer, and so case 1, which is up here, a win. We can set our text to display to U1, and then a break so it doesn't keep going through to the others. Case 2, I'll just copy paste. We'll set our text to display to U lost, and get rid of the exclamation point. And then case 3 is a draw, and again get rid of the exclamation point. Now we could have a default in there as something like text to display, something went wrong, or just try again. So if this should never be hit, we should never have a default where it's not a 1, 2, or 3, but just in case we do, we'll put this in here, and that just avoids errors for us. Okay, and then finally we display the result on the screen. So we've got our basic paper, scissors, rock application saved in here. No errors at the moment. Just imported what we need. So we'll go to our activity main, hit play, and see how we go. While we do that, I'll just copy this code into the PowerPoint for you. So just this Java script code, I'll just copy all 4 of these methods. So, and well, actually maybe I shouldn't have done that. I'll fix that up later. Okay, we'll see if our application is showing. So we've got our welcome to my application. When we click a draw, you won, you lost, you won, a draw, you lost, you won. So we can see every option gives us gives a random number and then displays whether we win or lose. In the next video, we'll work through creating a ladder board and actually showing the results so we can tell that it's really working. But excellent job if you're up to this, and I'll see you in the next one.